Welcome to the Moose's LZ Bar and Grill Weekend Wrap, where we highlight a few of the storylines that occurred in sprint car racing around the country. Before we get to the racing, check out Moose's LZ Bar and Grill for some great food at a great price. You won't regret it. We're going to start with Tyler Courtney. I feel like he's kind of been forgotten a little bit over the last 2 months because, well, the All-Star Circuit of Champions haven't run since East Bay Raceway Park in February. And it forced Courtney to run some World of Outlaw events and also on the West Coast, which obviously isn't in his wheelhouse. That being said, if anybody did forget Courtney, they were reminded of him in a big way at Attica Raceway Park over the weekend. He sweeps the Friday-Saturday programs. He leads 41 out of 70 laps. And he gets his 10th and 11th career Tezos All-Star Circuit of Champions wins. Note, if anybody can tell me what Tezos is in the next 5-10 minutes, let me know. This showed to me over the weekend that Tyler Courtney, you know, 1 year's to be good 1 year's one thing. Last year was hard to live up to. 8 All-Star Circuit of Champions wins, King's Royal title. This showed me that he's every bit as good as he was last year, and maybe better. The wins are going to be there. The consistency is going to be there. That's not going away. And he is going to be a handful for the All-Star competition the rest of the season. And honestly, it's his title to lose. I just think no one else with the series was even in the top 5 2 nights last week. So I think the consistency, the wins, he's going to be there all year. Central PA's coming up. He has good finishes in Central PA. He's won here before, a.k.a. Grandview. And even though Grandview's not in the schedule, I think he's going to be just fine moving forward. So my prediction, All-Star title. And that pretty much solidified that thought last weekend at Attica. Moving on to Central Pennsylvania, I want to talk about the parity in the region and what I saw last weekend. We talked about Tyler Courtney sweeping the weekend. Anthony Macri did the same, winning at Williams Grove Friday night and then coming back the next night and winning at Port Royal gives him 4 wins on the season. Danny Dietrich dominated at Lincoln, won by over 5 seconds, set a track record, which incidentally Macri did as well, up at Port Royal, 2 nonstop events. But Dietrich won his 3rd race in his last 4 starts at Lincoln Speedway, the only guy to break that string, Buddy Kofoid and Invader. These 2 guys have combined for 7 wins in 15 Central Pennsylvania races. Bottom line, they're the class of the field. Dietrich, it should be noted, also has 10 top 5s in his 12 Central Pennsylvania starts. Again, this tells me the rest of the field needs to step up. They need to, because if you add the 2 Invader wins, which was Justin Peck and Buddy Kofoid, that's 9 out of 15 have either been won by Macri or Dietrich or an Invader. Where's the rest of Central PA? Freddie Raymer has one. Brent Marks, I would make the argument. He's going to travel a lot, so I don't really count him in this argument. And Lance DeWeese, he's part-time. So when Lance DeWeese and Brent Marks are around, they're the guys who can stand in the way of Dietrich and Macri. Right now, other guys got to step up because when those 2 guys aren't in the pit area, it's going to be the Macri and Dietrich show. And I really don't care where in Central Pennsylvania we're talking about. Logan Wagner can get Anthony Macri at Port Royal. I'll give him that. But he doesn't travel outside of there. So on a given night, Macri and Dietrich are still going to be the favorites. And again, I'm waiting for somebody to step up. Maybe it's Freddie Raymer. He's looked good in Rich Eichelberger's car. But again, had problems at Lincoln and dropped out. Gives Dietrich a healthy point lead down there. I think Dietrich can win the point title at Lincoln without being there every week. So it's going to be interesting moving forward to see if anybody steps up. But right now, other than DeWeese and Marks, who are going to be here on a part-time basis, I have my doubts. Moving on to the road, we're going to hit Carson Macedo, who bounced and dodged potholes on his way to World of Outlaw victory at Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55. It was his 3rd win of the season. And it actually moved him into 2nd in the point standings, albeit 48 points behind Brad Sweet. The interesting thing about this is, a year ago, Carson Macedo reached double-digit World of Outlaw wins. And we always wonder if a guy can back that up the following year. It's one thing to get to the top of that mountain or to break through a barrier. It's another to stay there. I think Carson Macedo can do that. This past weekend showed that Macedo and Johnson Dietz Racing are getting better at places they've struggled at in the past. He's second in the point standings. And while I think it's going to be difficult to unseat Brad Sweet at the World of Outlaws head table, I do believe that Carson Macedo has the opportunity to lead the series in wins. He's become that good of a driver. This team just keeps getting better. That's going to wrap up this edition of the Moose's LZ Bar and Grill Weekend Wrap. For more coverage of sprint car racing across the country, head over to sprintcarunlimited.com. It's $35 a year. It's $30 for 6 months, $18 for 3 months. Check us out, and we'll be back next week with another episode of the Moose's LZ Bar and Grill Weekend Wrap.